Hey everybody, welcome to Ian Bagg Bought a House, a show about me and Bagg buying a house on the Virginia shore, and every week I discuss things that I'm doing to that house. I am now talking to contractors from all over the world, expertise in certain areas. Today we're going to talk about air conditioning, but first I'm going to tell you about my week, and then we're going to go right into it because Ian Bagg has a new air conditioner upstairs, and apparently it is blowing the shit out of things, so we love that. Well, welcome everybody. Chris and Renee are here. Hello, Chris. Hello, Renee.
Hola.
Hello.
How are you guys? It's been a big week for me. I didn't leave town. I did a show for an organization called the Young Presidents Organization of America. Not the Santa Monica chapter, Manhattan Beach chapter this week. If you ever want to hang out with rich people, I suggest you do the Young Presidents Organization Club. It was fantastic. Owners of such places as Ashley Furniture, things like that. Those people kind of were hanging out there. And what happens is they age out at 50 because it's a Young Presidents Organization. So I did their graduation for a bunch of guys that turned 50. And they did not look 50 because they had so much Botox in their face. They looked so much younger. Chris and Renee, have you ever been part of an organization?
Actually, I was part of DMLA, which is, are you familiar with the Freemasons?
Is that evil?
Well, a lot of people say it is, but I found it boring.
So what do they talk about? Like money?
No, it was mostly what we just did was charity, and we fed the homeless, and we did pancake breakfast, and there were some ceremonies that I'm not allowed to talk about, but other than that,
What do you mean? Like naked, spanking on the bum?
Baby's
No.
blood?
No,
Baby's blood?
No baby's blood, but
Goat's balls?
No, I'm just not allowed to say what was there.
Did you have to sign something?
In a way.
His soul.
Well, that was just creepy as shit. I don't know if we can have you on. You should be more on Triple E show than this show. We're just talking about owning a house, not secrets that can never be told in public again. I don't like it.
Why bring it up if you can't even talk about it?
Yeah, Chris, get it together.
All right. Well, no, but it was mostly just like charity work.
Chris, is his mic open right now?
No.
Only I can hear it?
Only you can hear it.
Okay, I was wondering if they would be able to flip through the words. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Did they have a secret handshake at the president's event?
Chris? Oh, I thought you were talking about mine. No, that was at a. Sorry, I was looking at Chris because he had the freaky stuff. They did not have a secret handshake. They had an event at an antiques place, right? And I don't know if they're trying to be funny because people are aging out, so they're having it at an antiques place. But all I could think was I could not have a party at an antiques place because if my friends came over, they'd steal shit and break it, and I'd end up owing so much money for the event. So yeah, it was incredible. It was absolutely insane. And then they hired a DJ, an MC, and me, and then they did a roast. And there's nothing better than seeing people that don't do comedy roast their friends. Oh my God. Hey, remember that one time we had Screaming Eagle wine and you drank more of it than me? You were a dick. That's what that's basically what they did. And then they just sat around and yum-yummed a lot of it. Oh, we're so rich. What do you want to do now? Let's look at my bank account. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a great time. And then the rest of the week I was at, every night I was at Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was at the Improv on Melrose. Todd Glass was next door doing the Todd Glass show. I'm going to say this. If you have never seen Todd Glass, and I know comedians aren't supposed to say this, but he's the best in a small venue where it's just a lot of people that want to see Todd Glass. Because if it's in a big venue and some people aren't there to see Todd Glass, they get lost, right? But when you are in a small venue to see Todd Glass, it is it's so good. And if I can say anything, Todd is one of my favorites of all time. He puts candles all around. He had like an old record player out front while people were walking in, listening to old jazz. He had a band on stage with him. He's funny. Todd Glass, everybody. ToddGlass.com. Renee, you seem like you're going to say something.
No, did you do anything to your home this weekend?
I did not do anything to my home this weekend, although we discussed things that we're going to do to the home because we're going out in July. My wife's going out in July, and I'm going out for 2 weeks in August, and some things are being done. Some paint. The exterior is being painted. Also, I'm maybe thinking about doing the floors. So if there is anybody out there that is in that area and like to discuss in the next couple of weeks coming up flooring with me, I'm thinking about doing the floors. But to be honest with you, the word is the air conditioning is fantastic at my house right now. Oh my God, the air conditioning is so good. Do you guys have? I don't have air conditioning in California. Do you?
I have a swamp cooler.
What is a swamp cooler?
It's it just hangs out of the wall and it kind of pumps air into the living room, and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all.
No.
Chris, what do you got?
I just have fans.
Just fans. I seen a thing on a political post that somebody thought that the electric the windmills that Democrats were trying to cool down the earth with giant fans. It made me laugh either way. Like if it's true, I love that kind of people are out there. If it's not, it's just hysterical. That it does kind of look like they put a bunch of fans in the desert, and it's funny because they put the fans in the desert, which is usually where there's a lot of white trash people living in trailers. So it kind of fits that they can't afford air conditioning and they have to use a fan.
Put that giant fan up there, Bobby. We're gonna get cool this there.
I love it. Oh man, did you guys go out for dinner anywhere this week?
No, I went to an event yesterday. It was like an E3 kickoff party, and Snoop Dogg was there. That was kind of cool.
What is he doing there? Has he got a?
Performed. He performed a couple of his songs, and then he DJ'd.
How much money do you think he made for that?
100. That's my guess.
100K, right?
Yeah.
At least.
For two songs and DJing, and he
Yeah.
made 100K.
Because it's Snoop.
It's weird that he makes half the money I make.
Well, but it's also, I don't know if that'd be a great like venue for him because it's a bunch of just nerdy tech.
No.
But
No.
yeah,
No?
but isn't his music in a lot of video games and
Yeah.
stuff like that? So it probably is a good venue for
He's
him.
mainstream. He's too mainstream now to even be considered, gangster rap.
Really,
Yeah, he's
I love that he's mainstream.
and
He
and-
killed somebody at one point,
Yeah, murder was the case.
and now he's mainstream.
And most of the girls there did not look like gamers, if you know what I mean.
Like hot?
Very hot.
Do you think they're paid to be there?
No, they were just guests.
Oh, so the
they're just-
nerds brought them.
Yeah.
Because doesn't
Well-
matter what you do, if you have money, hot girls will be around you. Yeah. Hence why my wife looks the way she does. Because I got cash for tricked her. Did you watch any basketball or hockey this weekend?
I missed the Boston evening up the series.
Little disappointed in that. It was you know what I'm scared of? I'm a Canucks fan, so the Boston came back and beat the Canucks when they were up 3-2. So I'm concerned it may happen again because Boston, you can never count them out. Now let's go to basketball. First of all, I don't watch basketball because it's so bad. It's just so bad. It takes forever. The last 3 minutes takes more than the first 28 minutes of the game, which drives me insane, okay? And I'm not going to just jump on because Canada's Americans might win the championship. It's just driving me insane. All of Canada's behind you, you fellas from New York City. I hate it. It's just driving me nuts. It's just another team, and it's nice that Toronto has a team. It's nice that they're going to the championships, but I'm not falling for that shit.
It's been a good series.
Has it been a good series?
It has.
Kawhi Leonard, is he as good as
He's
they
on
say?
fire. He's leading that team, and
Kevin Durant,
he's out. He I think he pulled his Achilles, and he's
Ugh.
done.
he's done for a long time. That's a hard one to come back from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win it?
I wanted the Raptors to win, but the Warriors are showing heart.
And it's 2-2 right now, right? Or 3-2 Vancouver. 3-2 Toronto, sorry.
Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver, Toronto. It's all the same now. That's the way it works. Now everybody in Canada is flipping out.
That's what an American would say. That's not what a Canadian would say. It's not the same. It's very, very, blah, blah, blah. Canada's a long, big place. Blah, blah, blah. Canada, Canada, Canada.
And you don't watch baseball, do you?
Oh, no, because I fall asleep. Baseball is so boring. No, you know what? My favorite part of baseball is going to the games and just hanging with your friends and watching the game. I do think they need nets up around. Too many people get hurt. Yeah. All right.
You know why?
Why?
because they're not paying attention to the game.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
They're off
It
their
doesn't.
phones.
If you're an old lady or a young kid and that ball comes off the bat at that speed, you're not. It doesn't matter if you're watching it. You're just gonna watch it hit you in the face.
It didn't happen that often 10 years ago.
Well, you know why? Because
People weren't staring down.
no,
at their
because the
phones.
tickets were more expensive and only grown men could go to the game, and nobody took old ladies to the.
It's more expensive now.
No, it
It
isn't.
is. Ticket prices go up.
How much is a ticket for a
That's
baseball
why I
game?
stopped getting season tickets. I was getting season tickets. I had it for about 11
How
years.
could you buy season tickets to baseball? There's 105,000
affordable.
games. Jesus.
It was affordable. Now every year they just go up. You can't really get a good seat for under $100.
Really?
You can sit in the nosebleeds for about 30, 40.
It's weird. You're going to get hurt one way or another. You're either going to get the nosebleed or you're going to sit up front and get hit with a baseball. My favorite part of the Boston game, Boston-St. Louis, in Boston, two guys from Boston beating the shit out of each other at the game. They're turning on each other. But whenever you see a fight in the stands in a hockey game, look up a little bit. And you'll see the ceiling because that's where they happen. Like they never happen down close to the ice. They just happen way up when they start getting drunk and in that altitude. They get a little liquored and just all start beating the shit each other. Let's go to our expert. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Let me explain about our expert this week. My father-in-law referees wrestling with this young man. They are friends from a while back. He is a Hvac expert. He's on the job right now. We're getting him from his truck, and he's going to talk to us all about HVAC knowledge, and he is going to be a fantastic man because he gave me a new air conditioner. I've split air. I'm going to have him tell you all about it. Please welcome to Brian Molnar. Brian, welcome.
How you doing?
Good, bud. Thanks for popping in and saying hi to us today. And we're sorry that we're taking time out of your day, but we really appreciate it. My first question for you is, how did you end up in this industry?
Dumb luck.
Dumb luck? Did you? Was it something? Was it? Were you in construction and you split off into a specific, expertise, or was it just dumb luck? Just you were applying for jobs and got
Kind of
one?
dumb luck. It's mechanical work. It's something simple. Just something that I could do that was easy.
Really? And
That just got my attention.
And then you just keep going up from there, and you become more of an expert, and end up going. Do you take classes? Do they send you to stuff? What happens?
No, I never took any. Well, once in a while we do go to some classes. There's new stuff coming up that's like communicating. There's more boards, more things, more little bells and whistles to all the stuff.
But that's more electronic stuff than actual.
Yeah, but it's still the same. I mean, we've got to diagnose the problem with the boards, the thermostats, and everything communicates. Everything goes to their phones now. People can monitor everything, sensors inside, outside, give them temperatures in, out. There's all sorts of little stuff going on and on.
Okay, speaking of that, see, with that kind of sensors and being able to deal with that from your phone and from before without having that kind of technology on the HVAC systems, is there a difference how long these things last now?
Old days, back before, let's say back in the 90s, 80s, 70s, they lasted a long time, 20, 30 years. Now you're looking at about 10 years.
10 years? And are you pushing it at 10 years?
Is a good average.
Really?
10 years is your warranty. You can push them to about 12 to 15 with service.
Is it worth getting an extended warranty on an air conditioner or heating unit? No. So no matter what, never get an extended warranty.
No.
I love it. I love it. And if you do buy an extended warranty, is it usually from the provider or is it from a third party?
I'm not sure on that. I know they do 10 years. American Standard and Trane, they're the same company. Yours is American Standard we put in. They actually, Ingersoll ran bottom up years ago. They own Trane and American Standard. The units are basically all the same coming off the assembly line.
Nice.
Just a little difference in color and the sticker on the outside.
So they're basically all the same. It doesn't change much. What is the biggest scam that somebody that owns a house should be looking for from a salesman of HVAC?
Biggest scam. Scam. I don't know. Everybody's different. I'm not going to lie to you. If you got one system running, the other one's, brand new, I'm not going to tell you got to get a new one. Some people really push and tell you it's going out. You ran yours until it basically took a shit.
Yeah. It took more than a shit. It got up
Yeah.
and forgot to wipe and walked into the forest and died.
Right.
What,
Biggest thing to stay away from would be that homeowners insurance for your appliances and everything. That's kind of a scam.
don't buy homeowners insurance.
I don't. I've just seen too many people have, top-notch equipment, and something goes wrong and they pull it out and put the biggest pile of shit in that.
Right. So
and then you've got to pay to upgrade.
right. Yeah, that's not worth it.
It's not really worth it because then you're still paying for the system.
So go with your warranty that comes with your system. Don't buy anything extra. That is.
You're not gonna know. I don't know of any equipment out there that you can get an extended warranty beyond the 10 years.
Nice.
Once it's registered, like yours is registered equipment, and it has 10-year parts warranty.
Right. When you came into our house, were you able to notice right away something was going on? Were you, or did you have to hook up your electronics before?
I knew right away because, well, one, it was warm upstairs. Two, Mike sent me a video of the outdoor unit.
He said, and you knew. So if you went over to your friend's house and they didn't know something was going on, would you be able to notice something's off in their house immediately?
Yeah.
Do you ever warn your friends?
No.
You never warn your friends? You're a bad friend.
Well, either they've got it on or they've got it off. It's whatever they're comfortable with.
So, I want to talk about my system now. I want to talk about what you did. So you explain my system because I don't know. I have a hard time explaining because it's two different systems. There's one for the upstairs. There's one for the downstairs. Right?
Yeah, you have two systems. So you have a package unit downstairs.
Right.
So, and that is, well, it's not gas because you don't have it on the Eastern Shore. You have propane.
Right.
Propane it's not cheap.
Right.
We all know propane's not cheap. You guys don't have the option for natural gas. So I thought this cop was going to bust me up a little bit, but anyways, so you've got the downstairs, you have a propane package unit. That's your indoor and outdoor unit all in one.
Right.
So with your vaulted ceilings, you're better off to feed that one with propane downstairs because you only have, 2 bedrooms upstairs and a couple bathrooms.
Right.
So it's cheaper for you to run the heat pump, what I put upstairs, versus putting a furnace back up there.
And the heat pump is run off electricity, right?
The heat pump is run off electricity just like your AC. So what it'll do is the outdoor unit will run in the wintertime.
Right.
That's what your heat pump does. There's a reversing valve in it that switches it over to heat. So you're going to be 100% efficient down to 32 degrees. That's why they have backup heat strips in them so they can maintain.
Uh-huh.
But you'll be able to run that one at a lower temperature and the downstairs at a higher temperature, or I don't know, it's up to your mother-in-law. She likes it at 65 in the house, so that's where those are running when I left.
She likes it a little nipply in the house, as I said.
You could hang beef in there, yeah.
Oh my God. Carrie Ann, I'm trying to make eye contact with your mom. Can we warm it up in here a little bit? It's
terrible.
How long do you think the downstairs unit has until it needs to be replaced? Will I be seeing you again this summer?
Probably not this summer.
Do you think I'll get one?
Everything was running good. Everything was going good. So we'll see when it turns over to the heating season. But when it gets to the heating season, I want to go out there and check out the upstairs to make sure everything's good with that, and then I'll check out your downstairs as well.
Now the downstairs is the propane furnace, right?
Yep, that's propane and AC.
Would it ever be smart to switch that over to electricity?
No, leave that one as gas.
As gas.
As the propane.
Okay, yeah. And then the air conditioner that you put into the unit itself. I was looking at the pictures and stuff, and Crystal put up some pictures and some video of you guys putting it up. It seems that the piece that the outdoor unit that you guys put there seems bigger than the one that was there. Is that?
It is. They don't make them that small anymore.
Oh, so
they're making them bigger and more efficient.
So that's what's going on. So that will save us money in the long run because it is bigger, or
so they say.
So You keep all your secrets to yourself. Don't let them out. Thanks for coming on the show. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you a smile every so often, and you have to work.
No, the fan motor's running at less RPMs outside.
Right.
And it's a bigger unit, so what it can do is it can, as the warm refrigerant comes back to the condenser unit outside, it can exhaust it off, and it's bigger and it's got more to run through and bigger fan blades.
Okay, so did the old one have more fan blades than the bigger one?
The old one had more. It had 3, and the bigger one has 2, and they're bigger. And RPMs on that motor is 825. Your old one was 1125.
So it's just gonna run easier.
It's gonna run easier, smoother, quieter.
And should that make it last longer? Because it probably not. You've actually told us no.
Still on the fence on that one.
Yeah, still on the fence on that one.
Yeah.
And now the fluid that goes into it, the coolant, I think you call it, that goes refrigerant. I apologize. Is that a different refrigerant that was in there? Like, I know as we go along, I think it's the EPA makes you guys change different styles. So is it a healthier kind of fluid that's in there, or a more efficient type of fluid, or what?
It's supposed to be safer for the ozone.
Safer for the ozone. And do you believe that?
I believe that about as much as I believe in climate change and global warming.
We've taken a turn here. Son of a bitch, come on, get my hat on, make America great again.
The old refrigerant was R22. The EPA has been trying to phase that out for years, and they're trying to say January of 2020 it's gone, but I don't know. But the new refrigerant is R410.
And what's the difference? Like, is there other, I guess...
It runs higher pressures. It comes out of the vents colder. Most of the R22 is running somewhere in the mid-50s to lower 50s coming out of the vents. And the 410 is running higher pressures. It's coming out at, I don't know, in the 30s, low 40s.
Explain to a dummy like me, how does the fluid do that? Like, with the difference in fluids, how does that do that?
How does the difference in them do it? It's the way the metering devices and everything is designed.
But is it the fluid itself? What makes it different?
What makes it different? Phos. It's R22 was like the Phos gene. That was the stuff that God, is that, I can't even remember if that's the exact same stuff that Hitler used. But it might be.
Oh goodness, we've taken a turn on this show.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And that's the old stuff, the R22. That was the Hitler stuff.
Yeah, you can call it that. There's a difference in the oil that's inside it and the refrigerant. I'm not even sure exactly how to explain it and break it down.
Right.
I could probably pull both jugs out of my truck and we could stare at them and you could read everything.
Right. Do you notice a difference, or do you think it's bullshit?
I'm not even sure. I think it's just a way for the EPA and the government and their money.
Okay, we have a question for you.
Change everything.
We have a question for you from one of the listeners.
So Rachel Dix.
Dix.
Currently getting dicked around from a home warranty company on our HVAC. Compressor and module went out. They won't give us a new unit. Do you recommend a new system or replacing these parts?
How old is the system?
How old is the system is a good question.
That's a great question, so we'll just wait.
Now we'll have to wait for her. And then, meanwhile, we'll go back to Hitler's fluid.
But to answer more of her question, if you get into the refrigeration cycle on the R22, it's probably, I would say you're about 90%. You should put in a new system, about 90-95%. Put in the new system. You're going to, if you've got a bad compressor and a module is should be on their indoor fan motor unless they've got variable speed on the outdoor, or unless they're really dicking around, because that's the only place the module would be is on the fan motor inside, unless there's variable speed outside on that fan motor. Nice. But your compressor, you can get into $2,500 on a compressor.
Oh. It's 14 years old.
It's 14 years old. She replaces the whole thing, right?
New.
There we go.
New.
We just solved an answer.
Rachel Dix. New.
Rachel Dix, cool it down without Hitler's fluid. My goodness. My goodness. You know what? Something that you said. I bought the Nest thermostats, so we could pay attention from out here. And you opened it up right away and said, these are put in wrong. This happens all the time. What? Because when we put them on, we just followed the directions from what they give you. So
you followed the way it was wired. You followed the way it was in there before. Is what you did. It was labeled everything from the way it was.
Oh, really?
That's how you did it. Otherwise, you would have blown the transformer.
So I did it right? Did I do it right?
You did it. You did it right.
So and is that the way it was? So it's correct, and everything's running right. That just leave that alone.
Everything was running right. It's just the colors of the wires what everybody uses the same in the HVAC world. So we know red is your power, blue is common, green runs your fan, yellow runs your compressor, white is your heat, and orange is your reversing valve.
Oh, okay. Now, do you believe in those Nest things? What do you think of them?
They're all right. They're kind of problematic.
Is there one that you believe in more than the other?
I like the Nexia thermostats.
What makes them better? I get a kickback of $20 every time one sells.
They've got, those are hooked to your Wi-Fi. They're connected to your phone. You can see your history in it.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch out how much it's running. You can, even the thermostat, once you're at it, you can pick up the radar from it. You can pick up the 5-day forecast. You can see exactly what it's doing there.
Oh, really?
At that moment, yeah.
Well, I'm not replacing mine, just to let you know. It's going to be sticking with the Nest, so I'm going to be having to learn how to use that goddamn thing.
I'll figure out how to lock that Nest so you can control it, so your mother-in-law can.
I would love that. so we can have it at a certain temperature. She'd complain too. She'd be like, something's going on. It's 68. I'm boiling. Question for you.
My beef is melting.
My beef is going rotten in the living room. What would you suggest for heating and air conditioning in there? Would you put a big fan in the middle of that vaulted ceiling room?
Yeah.
Yeah? You think that'll change?
Yeah.
It'll change the amount of money I'm spending on heating and air conditioning, or is it just going to make it more
comfortable?
It's gonna help. Yeah, it's going to help.
It's going to help and make it more comfortable. Your hot air is being trapped up there in the wintertime. It's being trapped in that vaulted ceiling. It's not.
So it's not getting down.
It's not coming down. Hot air rises, cold air sinks. And if you get a ceiling fan that you can run multiple direction,
right?
They pretty much dumbed them down for everybody now. They give you a remote, and it's got a little sun on it and a snowflake, and that's what you run during those seasons.
I know my mother-in-law. It'll be on high. And the house will just start lifting off to more. Whoa, just taking off like up. It's a kind of like a hidden room behind that bathroom. I think you took a look in there. Would you suggest putting in some vents into there? Fiberglass insulation in there and keeping it cool, because I notice it heats up and is also very cool.
If you're gonna insulate it and finish it off and put some drywall up or whatever and put a floor in there, I would probably pop a couple vents in.
And if I was just gonna insulate it, would you just leave it?
I'd just leave it if you're gonna insulate it.
Right, just because it's stupid to not have an insulator.
Unless you're gonna turn it into a man cave, then I'd just put maybe your own mini split in there. And then you can control what you want.
I'm thinking about a man cave in there, but I'm also thinking you have to go through a bathroom to get into it. So at some point, you're going to walk in on somebody taking a deuce, and your life changes when you make eye contact with somebody taking a deuce.
Exactly.
I just got caught on my microphone talking about this. My mom said to watch my language. Anything that you think that should be done for as far as HVAC to that house?
As in like what, your new system or
just anything, overall, just everything, just
HVAC. Service is key to keep them running good. Make sure all the components, your capacitors, everything's up to par. Coils are clean. Change filters monthly. That's probably the number one.
Change filters
that stuff
monthly.
Monthly, yeah.
Whereabouts are the filters?
Just change them.
Whereabouts are the filters? Like the ones on the wall and stuff like that? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And how long do you? I know I've asked this before, but I'm going to sneak it in again and see if you answer really quick. How long do you think I have with that second one downstairs?
We'll know more this winter.
We'll know more this winter. That's when we're going to figure it out, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I would say right now you're probably safe.
Yeah.
you're probably safe. It was running tip top while I was there. Everything was good. They wear down like tires, and it's just, I believe it's the same age. What was that, 18 years old?
Yeah. Yeah, it was 18 years
Something
old.
like that. But that one out there, that downstairs one, just runs continuously. Again, the thermostat is set pretty low.
Right. So I can get it up a little higher, it'll last a little longer, is what you're saying. Maybe.
I'm kind of on the fence on that.
Okay. All right then.
Either it just stays running all the time and keeps going, or it.
You're concerned if it Are you concerned if it turns off, it might not start up?
Or what you do with the thermostat, and then your mother-in-law panics.
Right. I don't need that. I don't need her panicking. Is there anything that people should know before you go? Like, is there anything as an HVAC guy that you go, would you people wake the fuck up and listen to me on this?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
Just set your thermostat and forget it. Stop with the programming.
Don't even program it.
Don't even program them. Just set them where you want them and leave them.
So, and how often a day should you change your temperature in your house? Just depending on.
Just set it and leave it where you're comfortable. There's people that program them during the day to drop like 5 degrees, and it could be 100 out, especially here in Virginia Beach. And then they get home and it's not keeping up because they got dark shingles. They've got 2 units. Something happened during the day. Just let them run. Set them at 75 if that's where you're comfortable, and leave them alone.
Oh, that's I didn't even think about that. That's just where you're comfortable. Leave it there. Don't play with it.
Set it and leave it. I don't change mine ever.
Okay. We got one more question.
I don't change them.
We got one more question from Renee.
This is from John Preston Monaghan. How do you get leaves out of the bottom of the compressor?
Oh, thank goodness. John just asked something nice.
Shut the power off, and then take the bolts off the top, and then tilt the fan towards the wires.
Oh.
And you can reach down and clean it out.
Just
make sure you shut the power off.
I was going to say, make sure the power's off. The fan will take something off. Yeah.
It'll give you a haircut.
It'll give you a haircut down. And if you're wearing shorts, you're not going to get the haircut where you want it.
So if you're really worried about the fan, have another person hold it up.
There you go.
And then just reach down and pull them all out.
And how often should be part of the service though, right? If you have it serviced once a year, that's going to be taken care of.
Most times, yeah. It depends on if you're living in an area with a lot of trees, and I come in the spring, I'll do it in the spring versus the fall. I'll let everything drop in the fall and then get everything in the spring.
Right.
I don't usually touch them until I can't see the bolts holding the compressor down.
Okay.
Once I can't see those bolts anymore, then I automatically just open them up and clean them.
Okay. And you're originally from Minnesota, so you're more of a heating guy than a air conditioning guy.
Yeah, only 2 months for AC and the other 10 for heating.
Is Minnesota, where I grew up in Canada, the rich people had air conditioning, and everybody else, like 2 families had air conditioning, and everybody else had just fans for that 1 month that it was hot. So is it the same way in Minnesota?
No. I didn't grow up with air conditioning.
Nice.
But once I bought a house, it had one.
You're like, God damn it.
You're damn right.
Yeah, it's the same as me. As soon as I moved out of my parents' house, I'm like, we're not running on a wood stove anymore. I'm done chopping wood. This is bullshit. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate you. I appreciate you giving us some information, and I appreciate what you did to our house on the Eastern Shore. So have a good day.
Absolutely.
Thanks for taking time out and having fun with us and teaching us about Hitler's fluid.
All right.
All right, bud. Have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
Bye. Just what you didn't think you're going to learn on a housing show. Hitler had a fluid that kept things cooled. Oh, my goodness. Do we have many questions? We're going to go into the questions. First of all, thank you to Brian Mullner for calling us up on the Eastern Shore. Thank you to my father-in-law for refereeing wrestling with him and being buddies with somebody that could help us out. And he really showed up at a time that we need him. I had one more question on here that I'll have to get back to him another day. And that was, he also does the hot water tanks that are tankless. He does those as well. So I want to talk to him about those at some time. So we'll have him on another time and talk about that. We started a segment last week called Ian Bagg found this for your house and you're gonna love it. Well, I found something for the house this week and then I forgot it at home. What it is it's you see them probably all the time on Facebook. They advertise these lights that have many different lights in them, and then they're also solar powered, and you can use them on steady, or you can use them on when you walk by and it notices something. I bought one, and they're fantastic. And you can put it anywhere because you can move it around, and you can put it on the front of your house if you have problems with animals going by and or people that take things from you, and you want to just lighting. You want to have some lighting that interrupts people doing things. Because the biggest thing, everybody wants to buy a camera. Everybody wants to have alarms on their house. But the biggest thing that deters a burglar is lighting. So if you have different lights around your house that come off on when they are noticed, why am I blanking on the word when it notices you?
Motion sensor.
Motion sensor. Motion sensor lighting will help you deter people from being around your property or your house. So I will take a picture of it. I will put it on Facebook. So follow us on Facebook. Ian Bagg bought a house. I will show you the light. I love it. I move it around from time to time. I have it on the front of the house. I have it on the side of the house. It depends where. It's usually cats. Usually I'm just a pansy and it's not burglars. Anyways, we got any questions?
Not really. I asked. We got most of them during the show, but Sarah Newberger said
Burger.
said he must deal with stupid people often.
Oh, he seemed like he was annoyed by a lot of people when I'd ask him questions. He just seemed like, oh my God, this fucking idiot. That's what he seemed like. Yeah, I tell you what, Hitler wouldn't have had this problem. Oh God. That's our show for the day, basically. Make sure that you, I want to tell you where I am this week. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, at the Funny Bone in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm going to advertise this show in a little bit. Make sure that people tune in. We are here every week, Tuesdays at noon. If 45 of you want to watch, or 100,022 want to watch, we will be here doing this for you. I love it. I learn about my house. I learn things. I hope you learned something today. Next week, we're going to have a comedian who is now a contractor. He's going to call in. So that's next week. We're going to have him on, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking for, to let you know, I am looking for a plumber. I am looking for a decor person. I'm looking for a floor person that I would like to talk to on the show. If you're any of those people, we're looking to talk to you. Or if you just have some sort of expertise for construction, I want to talk to you. Please contact me. PM me, I think is right.
DM.
DM. What's PM? Oh, yeah. Personal message. What's DM? Dick me.
Post Meridian?
Post Meridian.
I think we should talk to somebody who is in the housing game, like real estate.
I have a realtor that would like to come on the show and talk to us about it. But I'd also like to talk to a mortgage broker. If we could have a mortgage broker, because I have a lot of people that will watch the show that haven't bought a house yet but are interested in buying a house. We want to get these people, we want them to have the information. And I want another house, so we need that information as well.
And I want to learn about housing grants. Have you heard of those?
Housing grants?
There's grants out there where people could get money if you're a first.
So who would we talk to about that?
I don't know.
Okay. If you know anything about housing grants, we are looking for housing grants. I'm getting a phone call right now from Sparklet's Water. They're going to be delivering tomorrow. Sparklet's Water, a proud sponsor of Ian Bagg Bought a House. Sparklet Water. If you're going to drink water. That's right. Arrowhead. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If you got questions, please send them. You know what I need to do is I need to start putting on who's coming on the show. Do you have any questions? I need to do that beforehand, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. We're learning. It's all a new world, people. I'm getting better at it, though, and I hope you're going to stick with me. All right?
So we got a correction. So James Coberly said a PM is a private message.
Okay.
A DM is a direct message.
It's a dick move.
Both are correct. The term is now more commonly.
What's an IM? Instant message.
Instant message.
Maybe you could just send me a message. I don't care how you do it. Just send me a message.
Just get it to you.
Oh my God, nerds just keep making things tougher and tougher. They're supposed to make it easier, but they make it tougher. I tell you what, if Hitler had a fluid. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We got no more questions. Have a great day. How long have we been on the air?
40 41.
Jesus Christ, we are 10 minutes over. Thank you for tuning in to Ian Bagg Bought a House. Have a good day. Ow.